Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, this is the Brady One More Time podcast. We devote the entire podcast to the best times of our lives. There's no bills. There's no responsibilities. There's just a lot of us consuming every imaginable pop culture available. And here we are to talk about those good times. I am Brady. I am your host on radio stations from sea to frickin' shining sea. Also music director here, 103.5 Kiss FM in Chicago, which is where we record this podcast. And another radio pro with me today. He is the Kickball King.
What up?
The only person I have ever met on planet Earth to speed date while playing cornhole.
Yes.
Right?
That was, we started. Wow, you just basically summarized my life in 5 words.
That's right. And
kickball and speed dating cornhole.
And I believe he is going to lean on me a little bit on this episode of the podcast. Maybe a tad.
Yeah, a little bit. You're the Eminem expert.
Yeah, it is
unless
dirty.
We're talking the candy.
Yeah. It is Dirty Dan Ginsburg. Favorite Eminem?
Peanut.
That's the GOAT.
But, okay, so this is actually a good lead-in because before we get into Eminem, we need to do something.
Okay.
You don't know this is coming, but I have a gift for you. Let me
I like gifts sometimes. Sometimes I do not.
Your
gifts are also...
On the last episode...
Oh, look what you got.
You stated that you had somehow never had Nerds gummy clusters, and we got some comments from listeners about how could that be possible.
Okay.
So I need you live on the mic... If I can figure out how to open this bag.
Are you
gonna have video?
Are you gonna try to free throw this?
Oh, should we do the catch in the mouth?
We
talked about that on the last
We've got
episode,
cameras.
Too. I need you to try Nerds gummy clusters. We went rainbow flavor over berry flavor.
Okay, is that okay? I know
I think this is the move.
That's all right. Okay, rainbow flavor. This is
two
from
of
our
them.
last episode, which is all about snacks.
Yeah, and I have some other listener feedback for you, but I wanted to start with this. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Let's go.
Here we go. Oh, off the mouth. Did you catch it? No, okay.
Short throw. One more. Come on, one more.
I'll give you a little more.
No
apologies.
No food or drinks in the studio.
To iHeart. Oh, that's too short again. No, one more.
Oh, we got this. There we go.
Yay!
I think the monitor's throwing you off.
Yeah. Here, you can take the bag if you want.
No, I don't need those.
Okay.
They're very delicious.
Thoughts, right? You got the Nerds on the outside.
Yeah.
You got the gummy on the inside.
My mind is blown. Best of both worlds, like we said. Jay-Z, Justin Timberlake.
You took some heat for calling Cheez-Its the GOAT snack.
Okay.
In fact, one listener wrote, his opinions are now entirely invalid. That seems strong.
It's drastic, yeah.
But then,
that's not one of our 5-star ratings,
different
apparently.
Listener. 1 star. No, we're flawless 5-star. No, then another listener wrote, he has won me back with the cheese dip crackers, and kudos.
Oh, so I went away for a little bit, but totally redeemed myself.
And another listener said, regular Cheez-Its, absolutely not. Extra toasty. I'm an ET stan. I think ET stands for extra toasty.
It does, and I realized I don't think we said extra toasty. I think we said extra crispy, but toasty is the word.
Yeah,
that was the magic word.
You're right.
I stand by. I still say Cheez-Its the GOAT. It's the George Washington of snacks, because a lot of times when you're at the vending machine, you don't have all these fancy options like extra ET.
That's fair.
You know?
I've never seen extra toasty in a vending machine.
Yeah. Today we are talking about one of my favorite artists of all time. And you mentioned at the top, I'm kind of the Eminem expert. However, yesterday when we were chatting about the show, you brought it to my attention.
Yes.
This big Eminem fan over here, guy knows all, is talking about the debut album.
You said, let's do his debut album. And I started doing my research and I'm like, wait, this debut album was not even on a major label and I've never heard of it before.
I've never heard of it either until yesterday when you came into the studio.
Please tell me you listened last night.
I did not listen to the debut album, no.
Okay.
No,
Sorry,
I spent most of my time researching this one.
If you hear me chewing, it's because I'm eating Nerds gummy clusters.
Yeah, that's really good, Dan. Yeah, why don't you go ahead and eat while we're talking? That's great. Didn't your mother teach you anything? Okay, so today we're talking about Eminem's technically second album, but really the album that launched his career.
The major label deal.
The album that propelled not just him, but his sound. And really took hip-hop to a weird place that I don't think they were prepared for. Mm-hmm. We're talking about the Slim Shady LP, which dropped in 1999.
Yep.
Right, it was right around this time, I believe.
February 23rd.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. It is an album that won the Grammy for Best Rap Album.
It did.
My Name Is Best Rap Solo Performance.
Yep.
Rolling Stone Magazine on the list, greatest albums of all time, not just hip-hop. and sold over 10 million copies worldwide, which is the interesting part about that. 70% of that is in the U.S. So he's really one of those unusual American artists. When you think American artists, you don't think like Eminem, you think like the bands from America, or maybe like a country artist. You don't think hip hop.
Right.
Like 70%, that's a lot.
It's huge.
Just worldwide.
Yeah. I would say he also kind of brought hip hop back to the mainstream. I think it had its mainstream moment early 90s, and then I feel like that was kind of wave 2.
You think?
I think a bit. I mean, I think you can talk, I think there's racial elements of that where, the critics would say the fact that he was white maybe he was presented with less barriers to access maybe than some black rap artists. But yeah, I mean, I think I would say he was embraced by pop more fully and quickly. I mean, black rap artists in the 90s who had pop success, I feel like it was a much longer road to success for them compared to Eminem, who was kind of there right away. I mean, My Name Is was being played on pop radio within a couple weeks after it blew up.
I will argue, though, that in the mid to late 90s, we were starting to see a shift.
Yeah.
If you could look at any like Billboard Hot 100 chart from, say, 97 to 99,
It's true.
Dominated by rap and hip-hop, I just think it was just so damn different. It was just so like out there. And first question I want to ask off the top, would this album put out in 2025, would this be accepted based on the content?
No. Well, there would be a lot of controversy. There'd be a lot of
because there was controversy
culture.
then, and it was the 90s.
Right. But then he came back last year and sort of
redeemed himself.
Well, but he made a lot of the same types of it's sort of half mocking his old self, but also half doubling down.
Yeah. What I love about it is while the rest of the hip-hop world was really rapping about big pimping and money,
right,
flaunting the reference of hose after hose,
right,
he was really the first artist to kind of highlight the fact that he had self-esteem issues.
Yes.
Which is the opposite
of any... It was a very honest album about his own issues.
And it got deep, but also it got weird. There's a lot of stories that were being told, but the genius of this album, before we do like a deep dive on it, is this album was created because his first album that we talked about, Infinite,
That sounds right.
Was a failure. So he went back to the drawing board and created this alter ego named Slim Shady.
Slim Shady,
right. So this is the Slim Shady LP, the alter ego of Marshall Mathers, a.k.a. Eminem. Man's got a lot of names. So from that standpoint, artistically, it's kind of genius. He's playing a character.
Right. He's a storyteller.
So in other words, he's saying all these controversial things, all these songs, but you know what you can say is, that's not me. That's Slim Shady. That's my alter ego.
Right.
At the time, we didn't really know that much about it. I just heard him. I was just like, there's this kid rapping, and the things he's saying, I'm like, oh my God, is he really gonna kill his girlfriend? Is this gonna happen? So pretty interesting when you stop and think that there's really 3 layers to it, right? Eminem, Marshall Mathers, and this alter ego, Slim Shady. So first of all, initial thoughts on Eminem. Do you remember hearing him for the first time?
Yeah, I mean, first off, his voice was so unique. Like
are you talking his flow or like his tone?
Well, flow also, but I'm talking like the actual tone. Is it the high pitched kind of, and the way, but then also, the flow, the way he would take, do multiple rhymes, not always at the end of a line. Like we were used to, not just in hip hop, but in a lot of different genres. If you had rhyming lyrics, it was the end of one line, rhyme with the end of one line. He would like string rhymes together like in the middle of lines that would then flow into each other. It was super unique and cool at the time.
I agree. And
influenced hip hop culture and just music
Tyler,
culture
the Creator,
in general. Mm-hmm.
One of the biggest rappers now. Mm-hmm. And probably for decades to come. So do you remember where you were in life? Like you're probably in high school.
I was in high school.
Okay, so that must have been because I was.
I know it would have been college. Right?
I was college.
Yeah,
I can tell you the exact moment.
Okay.
So we would get together because TRL was so huge at that time.
Yep.
So we would get together, me and one of my dorm mates. Shout out Gumby. What's up, Gumby?
Gumby.
We would get together. We would watch TRL.
Okay.
like instead
like
of studying.
cool college dudes do.
Instead of studying or hanging out and going to parties.
Yeah.
No, it's like that 3:00 Eastern. You just, and what else are you going to do? So turn on. I was always a music fan. So watch a little TRL with Carson Daly, and on comes this video, My Name Is, and we just both look at each other like, what the F is this?
Right.
So fast forward, we're like, okay, we need more. You can Google, who's Eminem? We couldn't wait till the next day.
Yeah.
So what did we do? The next best thing you would do in 1999, we got in Gumby's car. We drove to the mall that night to Record Town to see if we could find Eminem music.
Okay.
And I remember vividly the dude behind the register was like, who are you guys talking? You're like the 5th person today that's asked about this Eminem. So
you were on the cutting edge.
It must. I invented Eminem. Is me and Gumby did. But I just remember he had that profound of an impact on me that it got us to leave the dorm, which never happened ever, and go search out more.
Spend $20 on a CD.
Yeah, so we had to wait because I don't think the album was out. I think the video came first for My Name Is, which is the biggest hit off the album.
Yeah,
probably the only. Is it the only hit?
I mean, the only big pop hit. Yeah.
Only big top 40 hit.
Right. Which I mean, the TRL. That's sort of to my point earlier about. I mean, he was blowing up on those like mainstream pop sources like TRL just like so quickly.
Yeah.
Like you said, I mean, he went from nobody, the record store owner not knowing his name.
Yeah.
To just total frantic. And nobody could get
overnight.
Enough of him. Yeah.
Good point. So his
before you could go viral on TikTok.
Oh God, yeah. His message it was pretty relatable to a white boy like me, right? Didn't have that rapper that we had Vanilla Ice, but that was like more comical,
right?
But this was kind of satire as well,
right? But it was more like
different
making
way.
Fun of himself and a character than like
and dark too.
Yeah, right. Very dark
in a very dark way, and I think he thrived on just the storytelling. That's going to be a common theme here. When I heard it and I had to go get it, I wanted more because, here's this guy that just sounds so different. His flow is so unique. And fast forward 26 years later, he's on a lot of people's Mount Rushmores of rappers of all time, which I don't want to know yours right now, but we should get into that later on. Where you
place for another time.
For another time, or where you place Eminem. We can talk about that later.
Yeah.
So here we go. We have the Slim Shady LP sells 10 million copies in the U.S. What was your favorite track on the? Did you go back and listen?
I did. Yeah. I mean, I got to go Guilty Conscience. And I think we haven't really talked about Dr. Dre's influence on all of this yet, which obviously is a huge part of it. But I mean, Dre was a primary producer on the album, obviously a long established, rap icon way before Eminem was ever a thing. But the lyrical flow, like the back and forth of the storytelling on that because Dre is featured on that track as an actual rapper on top of being a producer. I feel like that. I mean, My Name Is the memorable and the most memorable one for sure. But I would say in terms of like favorite long-term track on the album, that's got to be it.
It's a great choice.
Yours?
I would say My Name Is. Close second would be 97 Bonnie and Clyde.
Okay, yep.
I mean, it's a song about killing his baby's mama.
Yep.
I mean,
first of many.
First of many. I mean, I was really gotta think like 18-year-old Brady. This is really music porn to me. It's making me laugh. It's making me feel. It's making me rap along.
Yeah.
I want to know every lyric because in about 2 months, the entire Westfield State College is going to be blasting this right in time for spring, right? But 97 Bonnie and Clyde, I had that. Haley was on the track. Little baby Haley, fun fact. He had to lie to Kim to get Haley on the track.
Really?
He lied because they had dual custody or partial custody. So he said he was taking Haley to Chuck E. Cheese that day.
And he took her to the studio?
Took her to the studio instead and had her be featured on a song about killing her mom.
Wow.
So it all worked out. However,
it probably didn't go great in the next custody hearing.
Yeah, no. Kim sued Marshall for slander for the song, which one would do, for $25 million. And walked away with about $1,600.
That's a big topic in 2025 is obviously you got Drake suing Kendrick. You have, all the controversy with whether rap lyrics are permissible as evidence, and clearly they, well, in my opinion, should not be because it's storytelling.
In certain situations, yes, but certain situations, no.
Sure,
depends, yeah.
but it's obviously this is storytelling, and you can't assume that everything being told in a rap lyric is being meant to be told the way it actually happened.
Fair. That's very fair. There's a lot of skits.
Yes.
A lot of skits. There's the public service announcement. There's prank calls. I think Paul was it was literally a prank call. There's another one on there. I forget the name of it, but it's literally, Ken Kniff.
Huh.
That is, I forget whose daughter it was. I'll have to look it back up. But there is Henry Winkler's daughter is featured on that, and he had to take her out to lunch to get her permission to use her audio.
Really?
On that track. Isn't that wild?
At least he got her permission. Kanye, you listening?
Where's Kim Kardashian? Where's Taylor Swift? Rock Bottom, another great track. If I had, I'll put that probably in my top 5.
Okay.
And then you go down to the bottom here. It's the last track on the album. Still Don't Give a Fuck.
Okay. Oh yeah, we can swear. We're not on the.
Yeah, we can say the F word.
Public airwaves.
This one is interesting to me because I didn't realize until I did the research yesterday, he was good buddies with another fellow Detroit rapper, up and coming rapper named Kid Rock. Kid Rock is responsible for the scratching.
Please tell me they're not still friends.
I don't know. I doubt it.
Okay.
Based on
seem like they would be.
Based on the direction they both kind of went.
Yeah.
Eminem went into hiding.
Yeah.
Kid Rock he does his thing with whatever
that
is.
thing.
Whatever his thing is.
Yeah. Let me ask you this as a radio guy. When you sing, if you rap "My Name Is" in your head, are you rapping the explicit album lyrics, or are you rapping because I have the radio, because I was such a radio guy even from high school. Like I know both, but I think like intrinsically when I hear it come on, I'm thinking like they replaced Violence with Primus.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that was kind of the MTV version.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Which was the radio version.
Which was the radio version.
It wasn't, a lot of rap that preceded that, if it crossed over, they would just edit out the words, but he had full clean version. So there were no skips. It was every word was replaced with a more PC word.
Right. How you gonna breastfeed me, Mom? You ain't got no.
Right.
I think for me, I would sing or rap explicit because once I had the album, once I had the CD, it was all over. That's the only thing I listened to.
Yeah.
And also on top of that, going to the radio thing, there was no radio station in my market that played that.
Really?
We didn't, like, the top 40 station didn't touch it. We did not have a hip hop station in the area yet. That didn't come in until I want to say 2003. It was our first hip hop station. So the radio market I was in, which is Springfield, Mass, Hartford, Connecticut, they were very adult leaning and less about the hip hop world.
To your point, it peaked at number 29 on pop radio.
That's it.
Yeah.
My Name is only peaked at number 29. I would have guessed top 10, to be honest with you.
The real Slim Shady only peaked at 15, and Stan only peaked at 31.
What?
And then
no.
Without Me went to number 1.
Wow. Yeah, and this catapulted him, like we said in the top.
Yep.
The next album, the Marshall Mathers LP,
right,
that just like
blew up. Yeah.
I mean, that was everywhere. We'll get into that one in another episode. Yeah. So overall, I would say this was just such an influential album. It launched his career. A guy who I consider, he is in my Mount Rushmore of rappers, is Eminem. I don't need to know the other 3. So yes or no. Now you're doing the math.
It has to be 4. He's on the edge. He's on the bubble.
He's not an automatic.
We'll find out on Selection Sunday if he has enough quad 1 wins. That is a reference that is going to go over most people's heads.
How about this? Being a Michigan guy, was he a big deal where you grew up?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny is I remember the Red Wings. Obviously, they were winning Stanley Cups left and right in those days.
Sure.
The local radio station did parody Eminem songs about the Red Wings, and I mean they played. There were I want to say like 99 2000.
Yep.
Like you were hearing an Eminem song 2-3 times an hour in the Detroit market.
I mean, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
When you have a local artist like that.
Right.
I'm sure that was Kanye here.
Right.
Circa 2006. Right.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So the Real Slim Shady LP, top to bottom, 20 songs, sold 10 million copies, won a Grammy. Had to bring it up in the podcast today just because of influence alone.
10 million, by the way, that's 10 million physical copies.
Yeah.
Like, I know everything's very different today with how streaming and digital are counted, but like over 10 million physical printed CDs that were purchased for about $20 a piece.
So expensive.
It's
Who had that
crazy.
money? We didn't have that money.
That's $200 million in CD purchases.
Do you agree with Grammy.com? They said this is one of the most influential rap albums of all time because it made spaces for different narratives in hip hop.
Right. I think there's so much that you see in hip hop and in other genres that was like inspired by the uniqueness of this album. Like we talked about, the flow, the storytelling. Not that those were there in different elements before, but I think it definitely changed the game in a lot of ways, for sure.
Love it. Awesome discussion on one of my favorite artists, not first album. Unpopular opinion.
Did you hit the wrong button again, or do you really have an unpopular
opinion? But now
opinion?
I have to make one up.
Okay, make it. If it better not be about Nerds Gummy Clusters.
Unpopular opinion. Nerds Gummy Clusters aren't that great.
What?
They're okay.
Cancel him.
Snacks. I've really struck a nerve with some of our listeners on Snacks.
Yeah. Who knew the Snacks episode would be the one that set people off?
Until next time, Lucky 18. Woo! No clue what we'll talk about. It won't be fashion, but we want to know about what you think about Eminem and this album and where you rank him. We will do the Mount Rushmore of rappers at some point because I think that one's going to be a good one, and it's going to have. I already know mine. It's going to have all basically 90s rappers. So there you go. Follow us on Instagram. I'm at Brady Radio.
I'm at DanG0482.
Yeah,
and we're on YouTube, so you can, if you want to see, if you want to imagine Brady catching gummy clusters in his mouth, you can do it in your mind. If you want to see it,
the athletic prowess that was that moment in time.
It was truly incredible.
Yep, and it's perfect for this weekend. We got a lot of college basketball coming up. We're just getting ready, getting loose, and do all the things we like and
follow,
stuff.
Like, share.
You would share. That's a thing.
Sharing's a
thing.
thing.
Do the things that you can do, and we'll talk to you next time.
Later.